In life, rejection and being ignored can feel like a direct hit to our self-worth, especially when it comes from someone we're interested in. However, Stoicism teaches that how we respond to these situations is what truly defines us. This video will explore how to act when a woman ignores you, with Stoic principles guiding your mindset and behavior. Let's dive into this transformative approach that not only helps you keep your dignity, but also subtly turns the tables on her ego. The first principle to remember is that your worth is not determined by external validation. A common reaction when someone, particularly a woman you are interested in, ignores you is to feel unworthy. Many men feel the urge to chase, to ask for an explanation, or to overanalyze their actions to see what went wrong. This is a trap, because it ties your sense of value to how someone else treats you. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, believed in the idea of focusing on what is within your control. A woman's decision to ignore you is completely beyond your control, but how you react is entirely up to you. Instead of scrambling for her attention, use this moment to reaffirm your own sense of worth. You must tell yourself, her actions do not diminish my value. I define my worth. The Stoic approach encourages you to stand firm in your belief that external validation is fleeting and unreliable. Focus on inner validation, a far more stable and reliable source of confidence. Another crucial Stoic teaching is the importance of self-discipline. When you're being ignored, it's easy to let your emotions run wild. Perhaps you feel frustration, anger, or even sadness. You might want to lash out or send a message in hopes of receiving a response. But self-discipline is the key to regaining control. In Stoicism, controlling your emotions is a sign of true strength. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When a woman ignores you, this is your moment to practice restraint. Instead of letting impulsive actions take over, practice emotional detachment. This doesn't mean being cold or uncaring, but rather acknowledging your feelings without letting them dictate your behavior. By acting from a place of self-discipline, you assert power over the situation and over yourself, maintaining your dignity. The third lesson revolves around the idea of focusing on your own growth. Often we invest time and energy into pursuing someone who ignores us because we view them as a source of fulfillment. But Stoicism teaches that true fulfillment comes from self-improvement, not from external sources. Use the time and space created by her absence to work on yourself. This could be improving your physical health, learning a new skill, or advancing in your career. By investing in your personal growth, you shift the focus from trying to win her approval to becoming the best version of yourself. When she eventually notices your progress, it will have the unintended effect of making her realize what she has been missing. In this way, her ego takes a hit as she sees that you're thriving without her attention. Next, it's essential to understand the power of indifference. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the practice of not allowing external events to disturb your peace. The Stoics refer to this as apatheia, which means emotional detachment from things that are not under your control. When a woman ignores you, instead of reacting with hurt or desperation, practice indifference. This does not mean being emotionally unavailable, but rather it signifies that her actions do not define your state of mind. You remain calm, composed, and unaffected. Indifference sends a powerful message. Your peace and happiness are not reliant on her attention. In a world where people are often validated by others, showing indifference is a subtle way of undermining her ego. She will sense that her actions have no sway over your emotions. Another vital aspect is understanding the concept of power dynamics. In relationships, there's often a silent battle for control. When a woman ignores you, she may be trying to assert dominance, testing how much you value her attention. If you chase her, you give her the upper hand. In Stoicism, power comes from within, not from others. Refuse to play into her game of power dynamics by not responding to her silence with neediness. Instead, maintain your composure and do not engage in a back and forth for control. Let her see that your value and sense of self are not up for negotiation. When you refuse to let her control your emotions, you disrupt the power balance and regain control of the situation. Now, we need to talk about the importance of self-respect. Stoicism emphasizes the idea that we must always treat ourselves with the same respect and dignity we would expect from others. When someone ignores you, it is a potential breach of that respect. However, instead of demanding respect from others, you can show it to yourself by walking away from situations where you are not valued. When a woman ignores you, it's essential to remind yourself that chasing her is not an option. Doing so would erode your self-respect and further inflate her ego. Instead, you demonstrate respect for yourself by calmly removing yourself from the situation and focusing on areas where you are appreciated. This isn't about being arrogant, but about honoring your own worth and refusing to tolerate disrespect. Another essential lesson is the art of patience. In many cases, the initial reaction when someone ignores you is to seek immediate closure or resolution. You want to know why, or you want to fix the situation as soon as possible. But Stoicism teaches the value of patience and waiting things out. Often, time reveals more than immediate confrontation ever could. By exercising patience and giving the situation space, you allow things to unfold naturally. She might eventually realize that her ego-driven game didn't work, and her interest could reignite. But more importantly, you will have shown yourself the strength of not being rushed by emotions. Patience is a subtle form of control, as it shows that you are not desperate for a quick resolution. An important Stoic principle is acceptance. Sometimes, no matter how well you handle the situation, the woman may not come around. Acceptance means understanding that not everything will go your way, and that's okay. In fact, according to Stoicism, peace comes from accepting the things we cannot change. When a woman ignores you, there is always the possibility that her interest has faded or that the relationship was never meant to be. Instead of fighting reality, embrace it. Accept that her attention is not guaranteed and move forward without bitterness. This is perhaps the ultimate blow to her ego because it shows that her actions have no lasting effect on your peace or happiness. Finally, gratitude is a powerful tool. It may seem counterintuitive, but being ignored can offer valuable lessons about yourself, your resilience, and your emotional control. Be grateful for the opportunity to practice Stoic principles, for the reminder that your happiness is not dependent on anyone else, and for the chance to grow stronger. By expressing gratitude, even in the face of rejection, you demonstrate a level of emotional maturity that can be deeply humbling to the person who tried to ignore you. Gratitude transforms what could have been a negative experience into one of growth and strength. In conclusion, when a woman ignores you, Stoicism provides a clear roadmap on how to act. Through self-discipline, indifference, self-respect, and acceptance, you not only protect your dignity, but also subtly turn the tables on her ego.